refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their gilt rings. Right, the bouncer's gilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day.
This is Joe Pugh for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast, here at the Edge Gym. Joined for the first time, which is a bit weird, isn't it? But Will Jones.
This is the first time you've interviewed me, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. I see you probably every week at the minute, but
You see me every week. You high five me, give me love, but first time you put a mic near my face.
I was waiting for you to give me a tracksuit, and then I thought I'd give you an interview.
No, you got one. I want to see photos of these tracksuits up. Same with you, Lou, as well. I want the tracksuit's got to be uploaded, and no pressure. I will go off. Yeah, straight away. Yeah. Not just the weeks, but on the old boxing social. Well, I had to say that on an IFL interview.
Well, you just have now, mate. No, I'm joking.
As a liberty. No, yeah. You want to see the tracksuits uploaded.
Yeah. So, well, I've seen you. I feel like I've seen you more than you've seen your missus lately. But
that's what I said to you last week. I've spent more time with you than Mel and Willow, my daughter. I see you more on the weekends. It's quite a beautiful relationship we've got here, isn't it?
Well, it is developed over this year, Will. But let's get straight to it then. Start off next week, flying out to Dubai.
Yes.
Lucky bastard. But Harley goes in there. Faizan Anwar, how confident are you that he does the business?
Very confident. Faizan's not a terrible fighter, but Harley has improved that much. Harley has he's had a career of not being 100% dedicated. He hasn't had the tuition that he needs. He's had no amateur career. He's really raw, but he's had a good solid camp. Me and Ian Chedwigan have been working hard with him, and I think Harley can stop him. I really do.
How difficult is the 10 rounds going to be? We know, I think he's only done 4 before, but...
Max Hardy's done his 4. He's been putting the work in, sparring-wise. Sparring is very different to a fight, but I don't see it going 10 rounds. Harley, stoppage mid-rounds, 5th or 6th, I think. I'm quite confident.
It'd be rude not to mention a man who just left us, Johnny Clark. Top tier. You got a few boys on there. I think you got Thomas, you got Jordan, Bilal. Is that it? Or
Thomas, Jordan, Jarrell
Patterson.
Possibly another. We're waiting to see if she gets past to a fight on there. The little starlet in the ring, absolute bruiser, my little Golovkin. It's going to be a busy night, but we've done this before. We had done it on one of Lee Eaton's shows. I had 5 on one show, and it was a success. So I'm confident we'll be comfortable, and I've got a good team around me to help me out. Do you know what I'm saying?
And just for those top tier shows, obviously you was with Kev for the last one. There's something special as small hall shows go, aren't they? So you're glad to get your fighters on them? Yeah,
listen, John makes a small show look like a big show. The production behind it, the thought process and everything he puts into it, you would think... I think it's run better than the Sky show, to be fair. He puts a lot of work into it, and I think John's only going to get bigger and bigger, and until he gets a TV channel or a good backing from a YouTube company, then I really think he'll go places with it. He knows what he wants. He's got a good business brain, and these are it sounds cliche, but these are top tier shows. I might as well work for this guy.
All right, PR Jones. Jordan Purkiss, he's kind of been one of your main breakout talents over the past 12 to 18 months. Gets that Southern Area title straight in for the English, and he's chomping at the bit to get the British. I know that won't be next, but he's kind of begging, pleading with yourself and Lee Eaton to get that title opportunity by the end of the year.
Yeah, fingers crossed by the end of the year we'll do it, but Jordan, he needs experience. He needs experience. He needs to keep building his experience. Listen, he's had 2 very valuable 10-rounders against tough opponents. And if you looked at it on paper, didn't know Jordan and his opponents, you'd give the opponents to win all day long because of what they've had. But I'd say one more a defence of this fight, maybe another defence, and then by the end of the year, Jordan versus, is it McGoldrick? Yeah, be interesting. And I'm confident Jordan go as far as he wants. Listen, when Jordan first come, there weren't much of him. Like, I was a bit like, I want to help him, I want to do something with him, but his determination more than my tuition has got him where he is now. He's so determined, and we've just shown him a way of doing things that make things easy. But he's the first person in the gym, last person to leave, hardest work all the time, so you can't knock him for that.
Is he a product of what hard work can do?
100%. It's just staying focused. It's just advice to any person turning over pro: stay focused, be disciplined. Listen, if you've seen Jordan's boxing bag, it's the most neatest boxing bag I've ever seen in my life. It's like my sock drawer when I get a brand new pair of Nike socks, the 6-pack. They're just lined up lovely until they've got a couple of washes. But he's got the neatest boxing bag. He's so organised. If you tell him the time, he's always there 15 minutes early. That's Jordan for you, and he will go. Honestly, I do believe he'll go as far as he wants.
Moving back a few weeks, Sonny Liston Ali, a good, solid performance. I think he was a bit harsh on himself after the fight, wasn't he? But he was slick and does what he does.
Sonny, that's the thing. It's hard for Sonny to see the best Sonny until you see someone. I think Sonny in a 50-50 fight, where he's been having these learning fights. These guys take a couple of shots off Sonny and they just start covering up. Not that he's not the biggest puncher, but he will catch you. He will find a gap and he'll catch you. And then these guys just sell up against him. Like, if you watch a couple of fights ago when he fought Lee Glover, is that right? He dropped him, half step, dropped him twice. And then he got for the rest of the fight, held on. And this is what these guys are doing. They're just not taking risks with him. So we're going to push Sonny up, maybe go for southern area at his weight, or another route, depends what the management think. And listen, Sonny's improving every time. Going up a weight has done him absolute massive favours, and I believe Sonny's going to be a big household name soon. I really do.
Am I right in saying he moved up in weight for the last fight? And is that where he's going to stay at 147?
Yeah, I think he'll stay at welter. It's just a comfort thing for him. He can make super light, but I had the same when I had Hamza. When Hamza was getting down to super welter, you feel the power go a bit. Hamza's an absolute terrific puncher, but you feel the power go a bit. But Hamza at middleweight will blow anyone in the country away. And I think not so much with Sonny, but Sonny just holds that strength a lot more. Do you know what I'm saying?
Speak about OD. Kind of the dust has settled on that victory over Lewis Ritson now. The celebrations are over, and it's now time to look forward and talk and think about how he is going to get that WBA title shot. So before we actually talk about Ohara Davis, I just want to get your thoughts on this whole situation with, you said it, Puello, Rolly Romero and Barroso. So I don't think many people actually understand what has happened. So before we get your thoughts on it, just from your point of view as a trainer, what's actually happened here?
So from what the news is saying, Puello's failed a drug test. Barroso's been inactive, shouldn't even be getting a shot, I don't believe. I know is he the regular champion? Well, no, the WBA gold champion, he was. Don't know whether he still is or not. Rolly's just got into that division from coming up. Last fight was Tank, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so now he's gone up. Yeah. So Puello must be stripped, surely. So Ohara versus one of them guys should be the fight to make. Ohara's earned his number one shot. We've been waiting. Listen, since the Golden Contract final, we've been waiting for this shot for ages, and it's took his sweet time to come anyway. We were supposed to fight Barroso in Dubai just over a year and a half ago. It didn't happen. Barroso couldn't get in the country. Patiently waited, got some fights out of the way, done another eliminator against Ritson. Listen, all respect to Ritson, one tough man, but I knew OD would stop him. I knew it would be a very comfortable fight for us. And he showed his levels. Ohara, people would like to go against Ohara because he's got a bit of a mouth on him, but his boxing skills, you can't knock that. Ohara's been out and fought the best of them. You can tell when Ohara's had a good camp or he hasn't. And now his mind's on the sport and he's solid. And I listen, put him against either one of them, he'll win the title and he'll be a world champion. But if he doesn't get his shot, then there's something definitely wrong.
Realistically, do you think he will get that shot next?
I hope so. I hope they make the right decision, but knowing our luck, don't think so. Yeah, our luck with Ohara and the fights has been terrible, so I don't see it.
If that is the case, you're going to need to remain active. You're going to want to kind of keep up that momentum that you've built now by beating Lewis Ritson. What sort of names and what sort of level would you be looking as an interim in between the Ritson and the world title fight?
I think the standard needs to be high still. There does need to be a good standard. We initially thought, I asked for Darragh Foley after the Robbie Davis Jr. Robbie Davis Jr. fight, yeah. Asked for that, but then Catterall got him. So anyone really like... who's fighting this weekend? Benjamin and McComb.
Yep.
Be a good fight for Ohara. After that, be an interesting fight. I think he'd beat both of them comfortably. But yeah, the standard does need to be good to maintain good work. Do you know what I'm saying? If we drop the standard, give Odie a lesser fight, don't want his mentality to change on how much he wants this. Do you know what I'm saying?
Would you be open to the Catterall rematch?
Very open. Jamie's a good friend. Jamie and Nigel are really good friends. And I like Jack Carroll as well. OD actually likes Jack Carroll, even though in interviews he doesn't look like he does. But yeah, 100% Carroll rematch all day long. Same with even the Taylor fight. This new Ohara versus Taylor, you'd see a different fight, I'm certain.
Very interesting. But the last time I spoke to Ohara, well, 2 times I spoke to Ohara, very different O'Hara's. First time, he was very anti-Hearn. Yeah. Second time, he said, look, I forgive him. So surely from a business perspective and from a fighting perspective as well, you're pleased that he's kind of forgiving Eddie Hearn and open to that working relationship, try and get some big fights? Yeah,
listen, you got it was a naive Ohara that did what he did. See you later. You've a naive Ohara that did what he did, and he didn't know what he was doing. Weren't backed because of his naivety. Listen, you've got to forget the past. See you later. You've got to forget the past and move on, I suppose. And listen, I've fallen out with people in the past myself, and you just forgive and forget, move on, and he can push on with his career. If they can help each other, if Hearn can help him get on the big stage and he can help Hearn get the big fights, then why don't they work together?
Last thing then, I know you're sitting down on the sofa, you need some rest because you're holding the pads for a 50-something Nigel Benn though.
Oh yeah, Nigel. Yeah.
Has some serious power for someone of his age.
If Nigel was 20 years younger, I'd put him in the ring now. He's phenomenal power. He's definitely still got it. Like, they don't lose it. People like that don't lose it. He's trained his whole life. I've never felt anything like it. And he smothers you after. You feel nervous after you took a combo for him. I thought, fucking hell, Nigel, back off, mate. But, yeah, good, solid puncher. He's been with me all week. I think he'll be with me for the rest of the week. He owes me a stereo. He's broke the Bluetooth from his stereo, so... Nigel, make sure you watch this interview back and get down. What's the stereo shop? What's a stereo shop like? Home Bargains or something? Get me a stereo.
Mate, I don't even know what a stereo is. You're showing your age.
I know. Oh, well old now. You go buy me a stereo or something to play my music for now because he's ruined it. It's absolute silence in the gym now because Nigel Benn has broke my stereo.
On a serious note, though, how kind of proud are you to have someone of his calibre, a legend of the sport, in the gym? Just even if it's just little words of wisdom, you hold him on the pads, it's his air of presence about.
Oh, massive. Like, listen, my favourite ever fighter is Gerald McClellan. And then, listen, I can't tell you how many times I've watched that documentary of Nigel and Gerald McClellan, and probably the best fight ever as well. And yeah, to talk to Nigel about it, like we talk about it every time he comes in. He's been in a few times. He's been a couple of months back here. We talk a lot. To have someone like him down here on the pads and that, it's a great thing. And listen, he'll be back. He'll be back again, I'm certain.
Well, thank you very much for being to IFL TV. Best of luck out in Dubai. Try and spend some time with your wife and kid.
Yeah, that initially, right, that was supposed to be my holiday, which then got booked into fight week because Harley booked himself a fight. So my holiday has now turned into fighters camp because half my camp are going out there now. So Mel secretly hates me, but it's going to be in the sun, so she can't hate me that bad. She'll get a tan. She can hate me with a tan. And my daughter's first holiday, so that's a good thing for us.
Hopefully top that first holiday off by a good solid victory.
Solid win. Yeah, exactly. Fingers crossed.
Exactly, and so I'll see you when you get back. It'll probably be the longest time we've spent away from each other.
I feel like I've lost my girlfriend. I'm a bit broken. Oh, you're not coming out there?
Unfortunately not. Well,
Can we arrange some funds to get a flight or something? Hotel sorted. I'll give you the details. But I'll see you in a couple of weeks then. I don't know what to say.
goodbye, my friend. Cheers, mate.
Because I refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their girlfriends. Right, the bouncer's girlfriend.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day,